You are your child's greatest influence, and spending your time with your children will never be a regret. Hi, friends, and welcome. I'm your host, Amy Liz Smith. I'm a homeschool mom of 3 and have homeschooled each from the start. While I have a master's in elementary ed, I want to teach other mamas that you don't need a fancy degree to have the passion and knowledge to successfully educate your children from home. I hope to bring you encouragement to jump in and start your homeschool journey and provide my absolute best recommendations to help you begin your homeschool journey. Thanks for joining us along for this crazy, messy, grace-filled homeschool ride. Hi, friends, and welcome back. We're talking about the top 10 reasons why you can homeschool. And today we're going to talk about spending more time together. You don't want to miss those moments. My daughters love to sleep in, and my son loves to wake up early with me and get a lot of his schoolwork done. But we laugh together. He sneaks food in the kitchen with me. These are moments that I cherish so much. My daughters, they laze out of bed sometimes at 9, and then they read together and build projects together until they jump into some math and some reading and language arts. But these experiences, this time spent with my own children, the time spent together as siblings, is truly priceless. God shows up for us every day. We're able to come together and read His Word and sing hymns together, read beautiful poetry together, look at beautiful art together. We're able to do most of our science together and read some history books. Right now, our kids are looking at around the world history and world cultures, which has been such a fun time. We also read good and wise and beautiful literature. Charlotte Mason said, "And all the time we have books teeming with ideas fresh from the minds of thinkers upon every subject to which we can wish to introduce children." Many of the books we've loved, such as Treasure Island, Railway Children, Heidi, The Wing Feather Saga, or with my girls, I love to read to them in the evenings. Understood Betsy, The Secret Garden, Strawberry Girl, A Little Princess. There are so many classics and so many wonderful books that we can enjoy. Us parents can enjoy alongside our kids. We've also loved history classics that have such a big place in our hearts and they can cement such strong character in our children, like The Cabin-Faced West or The Pony Express or The Courage of Sarah Noble. There are many more older books that we're going to get to when my children are a little bit older. Right now, I have a middle school boy and he's reading some books on his own that I pray, my prayer for him is that it is cementing good, strong male characters into his mind and his heart. When we homeschool together, there's less rushing around. Life is lived together and life is enjoyed. And everything in life is learning. From when my kids were babies and toddlers, a trip to the grocery store could sometimes be the only thing I did that day, but that was okay because we learned as we picked out our apples or as we weighed our grapes, or a trip to the doctor, or any car trip in general. We love using the car as learning time, and I have a great car resources link that I'll attach here to the show. But we also have nature hikes together. We love that there's no car pickup or car drop-off time. That's a huge benefit to homeschooling. We save time in that, but we also then have time for friends and field trips. And we've been able to go to the zoo or join our local nature center. There are so many options. And I've actually, this year, I've had to say, or I've wanted to say no to more things than saying yes. So if you are just beginning your homeschool journey, I would absolutely encourage you to not take too much on. And I can say that for the last 2-3 years, we didn't have any group or co-op. We have joined one this year, which has been a blessing. But really to establish those learning styles and those learning schedules can really be foundational. And it's so much better when the whole family isn't rushing around constantly. Sure, these are kids. Your kids might have some sports or other extracurriculars, and that's great too. But remember that you can say no to some of those things. On that note, with sports, it's wonderful because my kids can have their academics time, usually in the morning, family time at lunch, and then in the afternoon, it can be used for their own interests. So when they're ready to go to a sport activity, my kids are swimmers. They have not been in school all day. They're not exhausted to go. This is their excitement for the day, and they're ready to kind of give it their all, so to speak. But there is wisdom in that alone time at home where we try to be a little quieter in the afternoons. It doesn't always work perfectly, but this is something that Charlotte Mason calls masterly inactivity, letting the child be alone with their thoughts, their own creations, and even with dangers that they may be faced with. That's all learning. If your child is outside climbing a tree, that is learning, and we want to make sure that we're not going to, and this is her words, oppress the young people with our own anxious care and letting them alone. Let children alone. The education of habit is successful insofar as it enables the mother to let her children alone, not teasing them with perpetual commands and directions, a running fire of do and don't, but letting them go their way and grow, having first secured that they will go the right way and grow to fruitful purpose. So spending that time with your children also includes giving them that time of letting alone and masterly inactivity. Real life spent together with all the emotions and all the learning moments and the love and the tenderness, you grow and learn together. Susan Schaefer Macaulay said, real life brings hardships, disappointments, and the reality of sin. And that is true too. It is a time for forgiveness and patience with one another. And oh, can siblings teach that to one another? I want to close with another quote from Charlotte Mason. And she said in School Education, the question is not how much does the youth know when he has finished his education, but how much does he care? And about how many orders of things does he care? In fact, how large is the room in which he finds his feet set? And therefore, how full is the life he has before him? We don't want to squelch the wonder in a child by giving them too many things to do. We want to give them that time and that love from us by spending that time with them, but also spending that time to allow them to have masterly inactivity. William Ross Wallace said in a beautiful poem in 1865, they say that man is mighty, he governs land and sea, he wields a mighty scepter, or lesser powers than he, but mightier power and stronger man from his throne has hurled, for the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. And that's true. You are your child's greatest influence, and spending your time with your children will never be a regret. My prayer for you today is that you jump in, you face it head on, you allow yourself to be brave, because I believe that every parent who has the desire, they can home educate their child.